Everybody, welcome to another session of Streaming Now, our weekly show where we come live at 5 p.m. every Friday to talk to you about all the new releases across OTT platforms for the week. Netflix, Amazon Prime, Z5, Sony, etc. We cover new titles like movies, web series, everything that is coming out this week, and talk to you about what is the genre of each title and what's the cast members like, everything that you need to know to be able to decide what do you want to watch this weekend so that you don't have to do your own research. So we do all that for you every week on this show where we come live at 5 p.m. on Fridays. So I'll talk to you about the titles that I have on my list this week. We have the film Qala that is out now on Netflix. Then we have India Lockdown on Z5. GoodBye has had its digital premiere this week on Netflix as well. Then there's a stand-up comedy show called Tathastu on Amazon Prime Video. We have Freddy, the Kartik Aaryan release on Disney Plus Hotstar. Then there is a Tamil crime thriller called Vadhandhi. Then a new season of Kaisi, Yaariaan. So all of that on streaming now this week. We are going to be covering. I'll get into the details of each title gradually so that you guys can decide what you want to watch and take your pick from the list that I have. I'll start with, of course, the biggest OTT release of the week. It is Freddy, starring Kartik Aaryan and Alia F. It's a psychological thriller film directed by Shank Ghosh and written by Parvez Sheikh. So Kartik basically stars as this Parsi guy called Freddy, who's a little shy and socially awkward. He's a dentist. He's fairly good at his job. When he's in his chamber, he's pretty, pretty engaging and pretty interesting as a dentist. But when it comes to like social situations, he's extremely awkward. He's shy about talking to other people or strangers. Of course, it stems from a childhood trauma, which you will find out if you watch the film, and which has led to Freddy becoming this person who's unable to like communicate with people or communicate with strangers well. But he's also, desperately trying to find a life partner and trying to find his soulmate whom he would like to marry. But somehow we see nothing seems to be working out in his favor. Women he kind of tries to meet, the meetings don't really go very well because of his social awkwardness. There are these aunties who basically are looking over Freddy, who are worried about whether he will be able to get married at all or not. And so Freddy kind of is dealing with those issues. And in around this time, he attends a wedding where he comes across Alia's character, that's Kainaz. And it's almost like love at first sight for him. And but then, unfortunately, Kainaz is already married. But her marriage is not a happy one. She is in a abusive relationship. Her husband, is abusive towards her physically. So, when Freddy, Kartik's character, finds out this, he kind of tries to, salvage the situation for her. Despite the fact that she's married, he tries to, befriend her and make life better for her. I mean, how that goes, you'll have to find out once you watch the movie. I'm not going to give you all the details, but so that way it's a very engaging and interesting plot line. Also, Kartik has played a character we have not really seen him play so far. He's mostly come across as the smart, dashing hero on screen. But Freddy, we see him playing a character which is not like a traditional hero. So that performance is definitely an interesting watch. You should definitely check it out. And Alaya, this is her second release. Her first film was Jawani Jaane Man with Saif Ali Khan and Tabu. And in this one, in Freddy, her role is way more mature and stable and not like the pregnant teenager she played in Jawani Jaane Man. So that is also something you should watch out for. And of course, Kartik definitely does a great job at holding the audience's attention, because in the film, in most of the film, it's him we see. He's there in almost every frame. So he again proves that he's a great actor who can also like perform in a movie which releases on OTT, as well as draw the audiences to the theaters in films like Bhul Bhulaiya. So Freddy is out now on Netflix, on Disney Plus Hotstar. Definitely do check it out. Um, I'll move on to my next title this week. It's Qala, which is out on Netflix. This one is a slightly different film altogether. It is a very haunting and unnerving tale about guilt and jealousy. There are various themes of human psyche and emotions and interpersonal relationships that the film really gets into. It's not your on the surface watch which you can just watch in one go and just get over with. This is a film that will force you to think a bit because there are many layers to the narrative. Despite the fact that there are only a few characters that it deals with, the main one obviously being Qala, played by Tripti Dimri. And so this is set in the 30s and 40s. Qala is basically a very popular singer, one of the most sought after singers in the country. And she's at the height of her career, but she's mentally not at peace. People are praising her mesmerizing voice. She has won awards, but she's not able to enjoy her fame the way she should be because she's constantly haunted by her past. There's some amount of guilt and jealousy that she's carrying with her. So her success is constantly being mired by that. And, as the film progresses, we learn more about her strained relationship with her mother, which is played by Swastika Mukherjee. So basically, Kala's entire life revolves around trying to gain her mother's approval. Her mother was a great singer as well. Her father was also a great pandit. And her mother basically wants her to live up to the legacy of her father. But for some reason, her mother is always a little, unhappy with her at all times. Basically, she wanted a son to be able to carry forward the legacy. But that doesn't really happen. And Kala is constantly trying to win her mother over by her talent, but for some reason, her mother is constantly not approving of her and dismissing her as the daughter. So that kind of weighs heavily on Kala's heart, and the whole situation gets even more difficult for Kala when the character of Jagan enters, played by Babil Khan. This is his debut. So Jagan is a very gifted artist, and Kala's mother Swastika basically watches Jagan sing at a show, and kind of she's so mesmerized by his singing, she brings him home and almost treats him like her own son. And she obviously starts favoring Jagan over her own daughter, and that does not sit well with Kala, who's constantly who's being compared to Jagan, and she's not happy with the situation where she's having her own mother is favoring somebody else over her. So that's basically the premise of this film, and how that kind of affects Kala's entire life, and she's constantly trying to win her mother's approval. So that becomes the mainstay of the story. The film is, of course, visually stunning. I mean, it's like every frame is like a painting. I mean, the way the entire film has been shot and presented, the production design, everything. They show that Kala and her mother live in Himachal, so you see snow-clad landscapes and etc. And then in some part of the movie, they also move to Calcutta. So there are these old, huge, beautiful houses in Calcutta, which you get to see as well. Beautiful costumes, beautiful scenery. So everything is like very pretty to look at, very poetic to look at. And this film is, of course, directed by Anvita Datta. If you remember, she directed the film Bulbul, which had also come out on Netflix in 2020, and also starred Tripti Dimri in the lead. That was a supernatural thriller with some amount of psychological horror as well, imbibed in it. So, and Bulbul earned a lot of acclaim. This film also, of course, seems like one that will really win audiences over. It's out now on Netflix, so you could check it out. It also has some great performances by Babil. Of course, he's Irfan's son, and he's quite talented himself. This is his debut, even though it's not really a lead role, but he's pretty remarkable at whatever he's done. Then there's Srupti Dimri, Swastika Mukherjee, of course, and then there is Amit Sial in a smaller role, in a supporting role. So that way, talent-wise, also this film is quite packed. And uh, another thing is that it is pretty heavy on mental health issues. So that's like a main theme in the film. So if that's something, if you want to watch something feel good or something, this is not for you. Like I said, it's a pretty heavy on emotions and stuff. This film. So go into it expecting that it is going to be a very emotional ride. That's about Qala, which is out on Netflix now. I'll move on to another movie. This is called India Lockdown. It's out on Z5 and it's directed by Madhur Bhandarkar, who's of course known for making realistic cinema. And this one is, of course, as the title says, India Lockdown. It is very much based on reality. This is about the COVID lockdown that we all suffered through, and so it has gathered various characters who are also going through the same pandemic and kind of dealing with it. And it's kind of, it has four stories all merged into one another. It's kind of linked together by how people from forced to take the journey back home and the suffering they go through on the way. That's their story. Fulmati, Saita Bhankar's character, she used to work for Nageshwar Rao, played by Prakash Belavadi, another talented actor. But basically Prakash Belavadi's character has to kind of let her go because he can't, his housing society does not allow servants anymore inside. So Fulmati loses her source of income as well. Then we also see Mehru, played by Shweta Basu Prasad. She plays a sex worker, and we see how they are also affected by the COVID lockdown, and their income dries up because no customers are allowed to come in around that time, around the time of social distancing. So how she tries to find her own ways of earning money, that is her story. That's Shweta's story. Then we have Ahana Kumra playing air hostess Moon, who's very lonely and kind of misses her job where she's constantly flying and traveling to different places. She kind of dresses up in her own, in her uniform at home, just to get the feel of, being on a flight. And then she kind of starts talking to her neighbor, who's a young boy called Dev, played by Satwik Bhatia, who's alone, stuck at home and pining for his girlfriend, and who can't come to meet him because of the lockdown. So Ahana's character and Satwik's character, basically how they find each other and they kind of get involved emotionally, and there's a bond formed between them. That's their story. So these are the various characters from various walks of life who come together in this movie and show how various kinds of people suffered through the lockdown. Like I said, this one is directed by Madhur Bhandarkar, so expect a fairly realistic portrayal of people's sufferings, and this is something which is very relatable for all of us who've suffered through this pandemic and the lockdown. I'll move on to the next title on my list. This is the digital premiere of Goodbye, the Amitabh Bachchan Rashmika Mandana movie, which came out in theaters in October. It got a decent box office response as well as critical acclaim. This is directed by Vikas Bahal, and the film is about the dysfunctional Bhalla family who are struck by a tragedy. Basically, Dina Gupta's character, who's Amitabh Bachchan's wife in the movie and Rashmika Mandana's mother, she passes away, and how that tragedy kind of brings all the other family members, etc., together, and how they deal with the tragedy. It's also a bit of a tragic comedy film where some sad but funny situations arise because of the sudden death in the family, and how the relationship between the family members come to the fore. Basically, it's a story that will touch, an emotional chord and make you realize the importance of your loved ones along with the downturns of life. So that's basically the premise of the movie. If you've watched it in theaters, you already know. But if you haven't, definitely do give it a watch on Netflix. It also stars Sunil Grover, Pavel Gulati, Ashish Vidyarthi, Eli Avram, Sahil Mehta, Shivin Narang, Shayang Shukla, etc. So there is a host of other characters as well to look forward to in this movie called Goodbye. So It's definitely worth a watch. Uh, the next title on my list is a comedy special called Tathastu. It's out on Amazon Prime Video. You have one of India's most popular stand-up comics, Zakir Khan, who's back with this stand-up special on Prime Video. He basically, in this one, is taking the viewers on a fun ride full of laughter, along with some emotional moments. Tathastu is basically his journey of growing up in a joint family and kind of offers an unfiltered sneak peek into his life in the funniest way possible, as is expected of Zakir. He's known to win over the viewers' hearts with his relatable and humorous stand-up specials such as Hakse Single and Kaksha Gyarvi, if you've watched them. Uh, with Tathastu, he's trying to, create the magic all over again with his trademark style of humor. And he said that this was the one closest to his heart as it is dedicated to his grandfather, the veteran Indian classical instrumentalist and vocalist, Ustad Moinuddin Khan. And he kind of talks about the life lessons he's learned from his grandfather during this special. And he kind of, Zakir has said that this is a special where he has not lied at all, and it took him 2 years to write its script. And it's a very personal story for him with multiple layers. He always talks about things that are relatable to people, but this time he's tried to make it as personal as he could. So if you want to watch that, it's out on Amazon Prime Video. This one is definitely going to be an entertaining one, so do check it out. I'll move on to a different genre. It's Vadhandhi. It's a Tamil crime thriller, which is also out on Amazon Prime Video. Vadhandhi, the Fable of Villainy. That's the full title. It's basically this marks the streaming debut of multifaceted artist S.J. Surya, who plays the role of a troubled but determined cop who will not rest until he solves the murder investigation of the beautiful villainy, played by debutant Sanjana. This show is produced by Pushkar and Gayatri of All Watcher Films and created by Andrew Louis. The series also brings popular actress Laila to OTT. Basically, they bring to life a complex and thrilling storyline along with some iconic Tamil actors like Aim Nasir, Vivek Prasanna, Kumaran Thangarajan, and Smriti Venkat. They play some pivotal roles in this. This is an 8-episode crime thriller, which is, of course, mainly in Tamil, but it's also available in Hindi, Telugu, Malayalam, and Kannada on Prime Video. Then I'll come to a very different genre. This is a young love. Kaisi Yaariaan season 4 is out now. If you've watched the previous seasons, this one is a very popular show which kind of took Parth Samthan and E.T. Taylor's popularity through the roof. They're very popular among the young audiences, as Manik and Nandini. 3 seasons of the show have been a hit. They have come out with the 4th season of Kaisi Yaariaan. This show has obviously over the years gained a cult status among the Indian youth. In this season, the show follows Manik and Nandini's journey after they promise to be with each other forever. But the central conflict of this season's narrative is how the couple makes their way through love, the challenges of a frayed relationship, and the many moods that come with being young and driven and all of that. So if you watched the previous seasons, you already know what to expect from this one. Young love, etc., the excitement of it. The new season, of course, also stars Kishore Merchant, Ayaz Khan, Mehul Nissar, Ayush Shaukin, Sagar Parekh, Jania Khanpur, and Palash Tiwari in supporting roles. Do definitely check this one out if you are looking for a romantic show to watch. If you haven't watched the previous seasons, no time better than this to start now. Maybe you'd love it. So that's Kaisi Yaariaan season 4. Then I'll move on to Gossip Girl season 2. This is out on Prime Video. This is, of course, the rebooted Gossip Girl. The original one, of course, ended several years ago. And it was a very, very popular series set in New York about high school students trying to navigate life while there's somebody unknown looking at their lives and constantly revealing their secrets, etc. So this new Gossip Girl season 1 was out some time ago. Season 2 is out now. And in this one, we see it's a more modern setting where these high school students in New York are basically trying to figure out life at a time of social media and image and pressure and everything. It's of course more relatable to today's generation, the millennials and Gen Z, etc. Who are dealing with the ugly reality of constant social surveillance, because anything you do, anything you put out on social media, everything is up for scrutiny, right? Um, so that way, this season, of course, will feature Ellie Brown, Jordan Alexander, Whitney Peak, among a host of other actors. In this one, we see how the high school students in New York are navigating life in the age of social media, how ruthless they can get to maintain a certain image. The first season of this rebooted Gossip Girl did not get much of not a very good response, but the reviews for season two say that this one is a better one. Season two is a better one. So do definitely check it out if this is the kind of stuff you like to watch. Like, I am a big fan of the original Gossip Girl, so I've also watched the first season of this one, this rebooted one. I definitely do miss the original actors and the storyline and everything. That's pretty exciting. But I will definitely check out the second season as well. This is out on Prime Video in case you are planning to watch. Then, of course, this is December and Christmas is coming. So, every other day we have one odd title related to Christmas that's coming out. Your Christmas or Mine. This is a movie on Prime Video that's out this week. It's a sweet love story of two young individuals who are in love and decide to part ways at the London train station with hopes of reuniting. But kind of due to some coincidences and misadventures, there are some obstacles in their way. Will they be able to make it for Christmas Day? That is the question that the film is trying to answer. The film stars Asa Butterfield, Daniel Mays, and Lucien Laviscount. The movie is out today on Amazon Prime Video. So if you're looking for a Christmas holiday feel-good film to watch, a romantic movie, then do check this one out on Prime Video. It's called Your Christmas or Mine. That kind of brings me to the end of my list today. I'll just go through the titles once again for you and see which one you definitely want to watch. There's Qala on Netflix, India Lockdown, a realistic movie on ZEE5, Freddy on Disney Plus Hotstar, starring Kartik, Aaryan. GoodBye, the theatrical release of Amitabh Bachchan and Rashmika Mandanna, is now out on OTT. So check that out if you want. If you haven't watched it in theaters yet. Then there's Tathastu, a new stand-up special from Zakir Khan. Vadhandhi, a crime thriller, a Tamil crime thriller. It's a series that's out now. Kaisi Yaariaan season 4, Gossip Girl, the rebooted version, season 2 is out this week, and Your Christmas or Mine, a Christmas movie, a romantic film that you might want to check out. So that is it from streaming now this weekend, and I'll see you on the next. This is Bohni signing off for now. Do definitely check out, tune in on Friday next week as well to check out our new list of OTT releases. Thank you so much. Bye bye.